We begin tonight with continuing coverage and an update to a murder case we've been following for decades. The Winnebago County State's Attorney files a motion to challenge the decision to grant Patrick Pursley a certificate of innocence. Pursley spent decades in prison, convicted in a 1993 murder of Andy Asher. However, he was found not guilty in 2019 in a retrial and granted a certificate of innocence last month by Judge Joe McGraw. To be clear, Hanley's office wants a judge to rescind a certificate of innocence, but is not trying to reverse Pursley's acquittal from 2019. The certificate of innocence clears the way for Pursley to sue the state of Illinois. He's already filed a federal lawsuit for wrongful conviction. But why did the state's attorney's office file the motion? It says it came down to new evidence in this decades-old case. Our 13 News reporter Mary Sugden sat down with attorneys in this case. She breaks it down for us tonight. Mary?
James, this all centers around new ballistics evidence. According to the state's attorney's office, evidence recovered from the crime scene and test firings from a gun belonging to Pursley were never properly tested in something called the Integrated Ballistics Identification System, or IBIS. The technology was not available in Pursley's first trial. However, in 2011, the evidence was entered into the system. The state's attorney's office says it was entered incorrectly. It says evidence recovered from the scene and the test firings were entered under the same case number, which means instead of them being compared to one another, they were compared to the existing database, therefore preventing them from ever being a match. Attorneys say this was discovered by an Illinois State Police crime lab expert who was reviewing the case to testify in Pursley's civil rights case. Now, he brought up his findings just days ago in court. And what's more, attorneys say the evidence was re-entered correctly into IBIS, and it showed associations between them. Now, to be clear, this doesn't mean they're an exact match, but rather it basically puts Pursley's gun on a list of potential matches. However, attorneys representing Pursley say this suit is being brought by those included and upset by Pursley's civil rights case, and they want to damage his reputation.
Two firearms examiners who spent their careers working for law enforcement independently found that the bullets from the Asher crime scene could not have been fired from the Taurus.
And no one from the state's attorney's office was available to comment on camera today about this filing of the motion. It goes before Judge McGraw later this month. James?